Welcome back, Shellheads, to another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figure review. I am Avionics, so I just got my shipment of my pre-orders of the new JoyToy TMNT Slash and Krang from Kaukus Toys. Now, Slash is $44, and I initially purchased Krang from that website for $46.81. As of this video, Slash is $44 and Krang is now up to $50, but Kaukus is able to to deliver your order today, or as soon as possible. They do have them in stock. I will include the links for both down in the video description. And you're probably already wondering, why didn't I get Toka? Because Toka was part of this wave. Well, for one, after initial review of their pictures of the announcement, it's basically the same Slash body, just a different head, obviously, and different armor pieces. And I didn't feel like paying $44 for a remold, so that's why I didn't get Toka, which means I won't get Razar as well. But that is what it is. So we're going to take a look here at the packaging, action figure, and all the accessories. So here is the Slash. That is the front. There's the side with all the warnings and the mumbo jumbo. Other side, we have some cool promo photography going. And then the bottom's logo, top logo. And then on the back, we have some cool promo shots of Slash covered up by this label. I can't stand that they keep putting the label here. It's hiding all this cool like photography. All right, so that's Slash. And then Krang is a big boy for this 1/18 scale action figure line. As I've stated in previous JoyToy Ninja Turtle action figure reviews, this is the only 1/18 scale Ninja Turtles we have out there in existence. So it's really cool to have this detailed, like really miniature scale, because usually you don't get this much detail in a 1/18 scale. And these are made in China, but they did a really good job. JoyToy did a really good job. And all these are inspired mainly from the cartoon. But yeah, let's go ahead and open them up. We're going to take a look one at a time. We'll start off with Slash. As soon as you take out the blister plastic, you can see that for $44 you're getting a lot for this Slash. I mean, just look at all the accessories that we have. We have a bunch of hands, different kinds of weapons, the stands. This is such a great deal for such. If you're familiar with JoyToy, they make outstanding 1/18 scale action figures, and for this price, price varies depending on the retailer. You are getting a lot. All right, so all the accessories are out, including Slash. So he is going to come with, just like every other JoyToy action figure that we've gotten out of this line, we have our city sewer foot stand, or our action figure stand, peg it into the hole on his feet. And then we have the same diorama base piece that all the other ones have. There are 3 points of pegs to peg his feet in. All right, now take a look at all the accessories. We've got 2 heads. So the head by default is this one on the body, which looks amazing. We have the iconic left yellow eye, black bandanas. So it's JoyToy's take on the cartoon Slash. Okay, and then let's see, does the bandana tie on the back does not articulate. So it's a fixed mold or sculpt. And then our second head is this one, which I'm going to use my tweezers to kind of hold up. And that looks amazing. Just the detail, the sculpt that JoyToy does. The teeth look really good. There's on this one. So this one, it's not a bandana. It's more like some kind of metal mask band, if you can see that. So that's a really cool alternate head. And then hands. He comes with a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hands. So attached to the body, we have this kind of sculpt on the right hand. It looks really good. The details and the big nails, big fingernails. Then we have a gripping left hand with some, and they both have like armor on the back side of their hands. And then what else do we have here? We've got a fist, a closed fist. This is the right hand fist, like so. Try to get my tweezers to kind of hold it there for you guys. All right, and then we have another right hand which has this kind of pose or gesture or sculpt. Okay, so it's got a little bit more expression. It's kind of like the right hand we already have, which is kind of weird, but that's already on the action figure. Let's see. Try not to block the light there, Avionics, so people can see. There you go. That's another look, another view of that right hand. So that's hand number 4. Here's hand number 5, a left closed fist. Hand number 6, just like the other hand that we've reviewed, that is the right hand, but the left. Hand number 7 in this kind of pose or sculpt. And then this 8th hand is a right hand with more of a relaxed kind of grip. Alright, so he does come with this mug. I'm not sure really what this is inspired from, but it's a cool looking, like, kind of like a medieval type of mug. We've got some kind of sudsy foam coming up, and then we have like this skull logo on the side of the mug, but the paint, the sculpt looks really good. This is a pretty cool, interesting accessory. I wonder what their decision was on, or the backstory on that is. We have Baby Slash. Okay, so this is kind of reminiscent of all the other little baby turtles we've gotten from other lines. So that's pretty cool. We have a Baby Slash. And then we have Binky. JoyToy made their own version of Binky for this Slash, and it's just like the NECA Binky for that Slash. It's a little palm tree, but no bowl. No bowl for this Binky, like the other one, like the NECA one did. And then we have this, what is this, lobster sandwich? It's a pretty cool looking lobster sandwich. It's a nice scale, can probably be used with other lines of action figures, but the paint, the sculpt, and the colors look really good. That's a really cool looking accessory. I doubt he'll be able to hold it in his hand. Oh wait, but we do have a peg hole here for, I wonder where this would attach to. We'll find out here shortly, hopefully. Alright, moving on to his weapons, because he has a lot. We're going to start off with this type of gun, which kind of reminds me of like a gun from the pirate era. And we got 2 colors, the light brown and the paint on the other parts of the gun look amazing. Really cool looking sculpt and gun. Probably use it with other lines as well if you wanted to. It comes with 2 knives or daggers, which the paint looks really amazing. You've got this nice dark metallic gray paint on the blade, and then the hilt, the handle, and the butt look really good. It's wrapped in white bandages. So he's got 2 of those cool looking knives, and we should be able to, looks like we do have places to stow them away on the side of the action figure. We'll do that here shortly. Then we have this awesome battle axe or whatever. What is this thing? This thing looks just awesome though. Like a great blade almost, a great sword. But the blade, it looks like a huge razor blade, but it's got like some serrated edges or notches in there, but the paint and the sculpt looks really good. The handle, everything. Wow, that's pretty cool looking heavy duty weapon. Then he's going to come with 2 swords or katanas of his own, which look really good. Same paint application on the blade, and then on the hilt and the handle looks really good. We got some gold and brown in there. So he's got 2 of those kinds of swords, and the detail looks really good. And then he's going to have like these 2 shredder-like weapons that he would grip onto on the handle, and the handle looks really good. It's got that wooden texture and look to it, and then the rest of it is like a metal, and then with 3 claws, look really good. So he's got 2 of those, so he'll be able to grip those. Just put his hand in right there, and then this awesome looking shield looks, it definitely fits the appearance and the whole aura of Slash, made of like scrap wood and like looks like staples and like these little spikes. So this is a really cool weapon. Take a closer look at the detail of the handles. So his forearm will go in here and then grip his hand right there. And then taking a nice close look at the action figure himself. Looks amazing with the texture of the skin, the type of armor he's wearing, the detail in all the armor, like this whole chain wrap around his forearms looks really good. These shoulder armor looks really cool. It's got ropes around the metal. It looks like there's kunais underneath the rope being held down. All right, and then the front looks really cool. The sculpt of his front shell, and then the detail and the straps and the buckling looks really good. We got that white skull on his buckle, and it's silver painted buckle. And just look at the texture on his legs. It's amazing what JoyToy can do at this scale. And then taking a look at the knee armor, it's got spikes. It's got nice colors and weathering and black washes throughout. Turning him around, we have this awesome looking shell for Slash. He's like I forgot what kind of turtle he is. Like there's a certain name. I don't know the scientific name, but it's a spiked shell, which we all know Slash to have. And then it looks like we have places to store the katana swords. So let's go ahead and put those in here. All right, it fits nice, snug, and loose enough to be able to stow them away. So there's a look at him stowed with his swords. And then let's go ahead and stow those knives or daggers away. These ones. I'm gonna put one right in here on that side, on that utility. It's a nice snug fit so they won't fall out. There's one, and then number two, just like that. All right, so here's a shot of Slash with those claws in his grip, and I do want to note that swapping out the hands was pretty nice and comfortable to do, and then putting in the weapons into his grip were nice and easy. His fingers are soft enough to just be able to push those handles in. But yeah, so that is a shot of him with those weapons on. And then here's a shot of him with one of his daggers in hand and one of the katana swords in hand. Man, it looks really good. I really love this Slash so far going into this review. And then here he is holding his gun, and I swapped in the trigger finger type of gun holding hand, and then there he is holding the shield on his left. So you would have to take the hand off or put the separate hand onto the handle first and then slide it over his forearm and then attach the hand to the arm. It's the easiest way to do it, but he looks amazing with these weapons in hand too. And then here he is holding that two-handed weapon, that huge razor blade. As you can see, I'm able to put his hand in that area and then his right hand over on that side. But this looks like a really cool weapon that Slash would really use in comics and cartoon life. I've also swapped in the alt head too, so there is alt head on this body, and here he is holding that mug of beer perhaps, not sure, or a root beer float, maybe it's a root beer float. And then he has the binky in his other hand. And as far as that lobster sandwich goes, I think it's meant to be held on the tip of the dagger or knife, as it fits perfectly at the top of the point of the knife. And let's quickly go over articulation. So we're going to have one ball joint at the top of the head for tilting and rotation. And then we have a lateral joint here going up as far as that, all the way around. His hand popped off real quick. Pop that back on. We have a bicep swivel among all that awesome looking texture. And then we have a elbow swivel right there. And then the close to 90 degrees of range of motion at the elbow, but one joint. And then we have our typical one ball joint at the hands for awesome hinging in all directions. And then upper torso, we have an upper torso cut right here, being able to twist and turn. And then down at the waist is also another articulation point that's very similar. Splits. That's as far as you can go as far as splits goes, but kicking forward, kicking backward. We have swivel at the knee, the leg hip joint, obviously. And then, no swivel at the knee, my bad. But we do have, it looks like we have two joints at the knee. Oh, I do also want to mention that the elbow armor and the knee armor, they are loose. They are not sculpted onto the body. Well, actually, the knee armor is sculpted onto the knees or the legs, but the elbow pads are free in motion, going all the way around. But yeah, we do have two joints at the knees, showing off that much range of motion. And then we have articulation at the foot, up, down, swivel, and the rocker. All right, now moving on to Krang. After opening up the box, we have a two-tier blister plastic, because he has a lot of large accessories. So there's a view of the top part, and then it looks like we have a three-tier. Okay, whoa. So okay, so two or three. So we have the cover, and then his weapon started coming out, and then so in this tray we have the figure and most of the accessories, and then we have that set as well. So real quick, he's going to come with a full 4-pack of this stand that connects all together. And if you've seen my previous JoyToy videos, they all just kind of Lego together. So I'm not going to really take these out and show you guys, because you already guys know what these look like from the Slash and everyone else. Alright, so after laying out all the rest of the accessories and the Krang, I just want to say, if you're a big Krang fan, just by touching it and putting it and laying it out like this, you're going to love this Krang action figure and the accessories, because he is, right off the bat, he's a solid feeling, solid looking and solid structured action figure as far as weight, balance, and what's articulated so far. But we'll get into that. So he's going to come with this a foot stand, with the Shredder logo. He won't need it because he stands really good, well balanced. NECA, if you're paying attention, watch this review video on his balance. All right, so he's going to come with just the one head for his android body. All right, he's going to come with 4 total hands, 2 pairs. So the hand by default on his arm, wow, these joints feel nice and smooth. That is his right hand default. The sculpt of the glove and the detail on that looks so cool. And then the left hand is the same, pretty much the same. So he's got that pair of hands, and then he is going to come with 2 fists. So we're going to use his weapon here to hold up the fist. So it's just a closed fist of the same gloved hand. So that's a right, and then we have a left. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at Krang the Brain himself. Now, the eyes, the detail of the teeth, and the sculpt of the whole brain looks really good. There's no hole at the bottom. There is a cutout, I guess, on how they assembled him. And his tentacles, they articulate on a ball joint. So there's the joint itself, or the articulation point. But those, so far, Slash and so far from Krang, the joints are really smooth and they glide nicely. No ratcheting and no loose joints. Super 7, if you're paying attention, pay attention. So, beautiful looking Krang brain. So let's go ahead and put him inside. How would we put him inside? Oh, okay, so the front plate comes off. So which is, taking a closer look, we have green, gold, and red. So there's the inside of the abdomen cavity, which looks really cool. Nicely painted and sculpted inside. So we're just going to go ahead and pop him in there like that. And then place the face cover, or the faceplate over. You're going to have to articulate his arms out of the way to close it. All right, so I have them kind of hooked like that. And then this is going to notch or peg right in. We'll give it a little shake test. Yeah, that front plate is not coming off. And there is Krang inside. That looks really cool. All right, let's take a look at the rest of his accessories. And then we're going to put that away. Here's the bubble walker. And there's no actual plastic top to it, so it's open faced, but it looks like a little at kind of, with the legs and the way it's shaped, and the 2 barrels, the 2 gun barrels. Man, the detail on this looks really cool and clean and smooth. Wow, JoyToy props. And the legs articulate. Let's see how much articulation we got. So it articulates right there. Oh, we do have a little bit of articulation at the animal-like knee or joint. So, okay. So it articulates like that also. But it's going to be able to stand. Okay, you can kind of retract the legs. So I guess it's going to have to just stand flat like that. But he can't. It'll be able to be tilted up, down with that articulation. And then we're going to have this accessory, which looks like it's going to be able to attach to where the hands go on the arms. We got 2 paint applications here, a silver and a dark gray or gunmetal type. And it's like a drill type of weapon. Then we have his spiked mace attached to a chain. It's kind of a faux chain. We have the hook, and then this is one piece that moves. And then the part that would connect to his hand, or the wrist, I mean. And then we have this blaster. There's the peg that goes into the wrist, and it's a 3-barrel, looks kind of like a Gatling gun almost, resembling a little bit. Oh man, he's got some cool accessories we can swap in with his hands. He's got the chainsaw blade looking weapon. That looks really cool. This is such a cool looking Krang with accessories. And then we have, of course, the axe. Now this is a really cool looking axe. Let me look at the detail and the sculpt on the blade and the back of the blade. That looks really cool. We're gonna have to swap all these in. So with Krang in the bubble walker, the gun also rotates side to side for articulation. But yeah, so this is how Krang looks like in the bubble walker, which looks really great. So I'm about to swap in the fists. So here's the articulation underneath the hands. It looks like it's this whole piece will come off to be able to plug the other accessories in. But let's go ahead and check them out with the fists. Also, I am noticing that these can come off. They just slide right off. I don't think they're meant to be off like for aesthetic. But that's how they assembled it. But it's not like loose, but it did come off. I did want to point that out. As far as the right side, yeah, so they just snugly fit back on. So nothing to worry about. It's not like, I don't think they're meant to be glued in there. But here he is with his fists attached to his arms. So I'm going to use my trusty little safe pliers here to help remove those joints out. I'm not going to squeeze too hard, but I can't really get it out with just my fingers alone. I'm trying here, but I mean, if you wiggle it out. So I'm just going to simply kind of pop them off without pulling too much. So it's actually easier if you take off that wrist cuff and then you can yank it out with your fingers. I didn't want to use those pliers after all. So after removing that, now I'm going to put in one of these. All right, so here he is with the chainsaw blade accessory. Not chainsaw, like a saw blade. And it does, oh yeah, it does articulate too, so that's pretty cool. Saw blade, circular saw accessory so he can make a house for himself. And then we have the battle axe in the left hand. All right, and here he is with the Gatling type gun blaster on his right, and then the drill bit. And then here he is with that spiked ball mace on the chain, and then with his regular hand back on the left. But I am kind of noticing something. If you want to, and I think I'm going to look for some kind of chain, like on Amazon or something, a small chain, because I'm going to swap out this chain on the ball mace. That way it's a little bit longer and a little actually more of a chain, because it seems to want to come off like that really easily. But I mean, that's cool. That way I can go back and forth. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little simple custom here and swap out that chain with a real chain that'll fit on there. But yeah, what do you guys think of all these accessories? Pretty neat, huh? But yes, those hands with that articulation point are a ball plus a swivel, so they can swivel up and down anyway and rotate with that double jointed wrist articulation point. As far as the rest of the articulation, his head's going to go all the way around and not really look up so much or down, a little bit down. But as far as the arms goes, these are some nice solid joints as I'm feeling them. Up laterally as far as that, and then it'll go all the way around. It can go all the way around. This armor is really flexible. We have a swivel and one articulation point at the elbow for swiveling. So that's your 90 degrees right there. Not much in the torso, obviously, for obvious reasons. But let's see if he can rotate at the waist, and he can. That is really good. All right, legs. They are kind of loose here, not a Super 7 loose. They're not NECA tight, but they are somewhat loose. But being that he is 1/18 scale, it's going to be okay because he has a lower center of gravity to balance. But we do have, it's a leg and ball joint, and you can see it's made of metal, if you can see that at all. And then we have thigh swivel. I know a lot of people aren't fans of thigh cut swivels, but he does have a swivel and it's pretty tight, so I'm just going to leave it at that. As far as his knees goes, we do have double articulation at the knees, and that's how it looks, kind of funky. It's almost best action loyal subjects type joint going on over there, so that's kind of ugly. But for the most part, I don't see him doing a lot of jumping motions in my display. He's going to be standing. And then as far as feet goes, we have hinging all the way forward or up, all the way back, and swivel. And then taking a closer look at the Krang android body, we have that antenna like we know from the cartoon, and NECA has like something similar. But yeah, this is inspired from the cartoon. So he has the shoulder armor, which look really good, a dark silver metallic paint. The straps are going around to the back. The android parts look really good. And then the gold abdomen area looks really good. Nice sculpts and paints going around, shiny. And then the red underwear, it's not, and the gloves and the feet, they're not red like we know in the cartoon. They're like a dark, it's really a dark mute red in his underwear. And then his knees are painted silver. He's got android parts there. And then his feet or his shoes. All right, now time for some size and scale comparison. So here is Slash and Krang standing next to each other. Here they are with April O'Neil and Splinter, with Leonardo and Michelangelo, with Shredder and one of the foot soldiers, and then Bebop and Rocksteady with some mousers. And then here is how Krang fits with my custom 3D printed diorama that I made custom fit for my IKEA Detolf. But yeah, he barely makes it at the top of the roof, I guess you would call it, but it fits. He fits. I'm glad he fits. All right, now to wrap up with some B-roll as I close in with my final thoughts. Final thoughts are this Krang and Slash are amazing for what scale they are. Well, not even with the scale involved, just as an action figure itself. This Slash and Krang are amazing. It doesn't matter what size they are, but I mean, their articulation is nice and smooth. The details, the paints, the sculpture of everything, all the accessories for a great price. Like I said, $44 for Slash at the Kaukus Toys website. Once again, links down below in the video description. And at the time of this video, Krang is now up at $50. I initially got them for 46 bucks, and they are shipping and available now through KaukusToys.com. Like I said, I was all in on the line, but I don't feel it's necessary for me to get Toka, being that it is the same texture and action figure as this Slash, just different armor and head. Maybe if it goes down in price down the line, then I'll go ahead and get a Toka and then the matching Razar also. I'm really excited to have these and add this into my Avionics JoyToy TMNT action figure line. If you guys enjoyed watching this review video on the JoyToy 1/18 scale Krang and Slash action figures, please smash that like button as it does help out the video. Leave all your comments and thoughts down below as usual. I know you guys have some thoughts on these guys down below. And once again, if you haven't subscribed and are not part of the Avionics channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of more awesome reviews like this. Thanks for watching, guys.